Ja, vi testar väl en gång till då. Så bara se. Shit. Där, tryck på spela där så länge. Men ska vi hinna. Inte den där. Ja, nej. Vi kör så här får vi se vad som händer. Där kan jag plocka bort det i alla fall. Och sen är det bra om vi har en bild där också. Det hörs lite grann. Varför hörs jag så lite för? Ljudkontroll. Kör vi på fel. Testing. Testing. Ja, nu hördes det bättre. Sådär då. Då kan vi gå in här. Aluminium. Aluminium powder, är inte det typ så här pulver? Ja, det är aluminiumpulver. Är han död eller? Ja?
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
Okay.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Vad händer nu?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Okej.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, such a long time ago I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost.
Citizen investigations are displayed here. Categories by districts. You can start a new citizen quest by tracking it with X and access to your map to locate the area to explore. Så det finns sammanlagt 4 olika areas man kan komma till då. Eller jag vet inte, ja det måste ju vara. Den här jävla kudden alltså. Jaha, vilken... Kontrollera videoinställningarna. Om kodaren skickar data snabbare än realtid. Flera sekunder video per sekund. Du måste hastighetsbegränsa uppladdningen av live-video till ungefär 1 sekund video per sekund. Men va? Om koderna skickar data snabbare än realtid, flera sekunder video per sekund, du måste hastighetsbegränsa uppladdningen av live-videon till ungefär 1 sekund video per... Va? Du måste hastighetsbegränsa uppladdningen av live-videon till ungefär 1 sekund video per... Till ungefär 1 sekund video per sekund. Okej, jag kommer tillbaka snart för att se vad som händer. Okej, vi testar så här då. Jag vet inte, ändra någonting.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh please,
Ja, det är hon ju.
me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
Vadå, är hon vampyr på riktigt eller? Fan, ett jävla
Fear
kudden
and
alltså.
disgust on every street corner. The daily
Time has lost
routine.
its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Så se, är det jag eller? Jag ska upp dit. Okej, så jag tror jag ska gå ut här bara och sen upp hitåt då. Men ska vi vara här då?
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Aykroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Aykroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Aykroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
You always knew the words to calm the children. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. Throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
You always knew the words to calm the children. Come now, we can handle this. As for me.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy
Åh,
for
vad
you?
jobbigt det var med all text, eller med all...
But if you went
Prat.
personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Oj.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Jaha, ja, okej.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me.
Åh, han måste
I
ju
am
vara
honored to have the
värsta...
opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly.
What is it, you...
Fair question.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Se om jag kan hitta mitt rum här någonstans. Är det in här eller? Nope. Är det in här? Ja.
It's locked, all right.
You just found a new hideout. Here you can spend your experience while resting or craft item at the workbench. Okay.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
supernatural speed. A vampire can act and move like a mortal in all his action. The maintained eye will spot the... Okej, orkar inte läsa allting. Necessary to surprise now. Om jag har någonting jag kan uppgradera då. You throw a spear made of blood, which can pass through enemies in front of you. Increase your health, increase your stamina, increase the blood ups. Ska vi köra 2 sådana? Och sen kör vi den. The following night. Vad hände där nu då? Clay Fox. Okay. I don't know.
I cannot enter.
Not now. Please come back later. I'm busy right now.
Är det någonting här inne igen eller? Oj. Den är wrong target. Take me to a hospital. Analyse William Bishop. Ja just det, ska jag kolla det där blodet ja. What?
Let you down, my boy.
Då måste jag säkert upp igen. Vad har vi ingången här? Vi är ju inne men... Sen upp här va? Sen var rakt fram här va? Och in här va? On a workbench you can craft. Okay.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Vänta. Nej, det är ju reset. Confirm då. Nu händer någonting. The following night igen. And the following night. Vampyr. Finns på Origin. Om du är Basic medlem så kan du spela det här för, vad kostar Basic? Är det typ 45 spänn eller vad är det? Om det inte är billigare. 45 tror jag det är. And the following night. Vad ska vi se? Åh, vilken lång loading det var. förstår inte hur det kan vara så lång loading. Ja, jag kommer snart. Okej, jag är tillbaka. Har du laddat klart eller? Jag vet inte, kan man trycka någonting så det går fort att ladda eller? Den rör sig väldigt, väldigt sakta. Tror jag. Det är väldigt svårt att se man rör sig, men jag tror fan han har stannat alltså.